let's welcome our clubhouse leader, the captain of Smash GC, Brooks Koepka. Brooks, you shot an incredible 62, 8 under today, bogey-free round. Tell us about your day.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't think I hit that good the first 7 holes. I don't know how many fairways. The stats probably weren't good, but they were on the right or the correct side of the hole, which helped. And putted really good. Felt like I was finally making some putts with the correct speed, and yeah, it was the best putting day I've had in a long time.
There was a bit of carnage out there today, I'm guessing because of the wind. Why do you think it was so easy for you and so challenging for everyone else?
I don't know. A good player gets hot and they can shoot 62 pretty easily. There's a bunch of guys out here who could do that. When it's your day, it's your day.
So I don't know if you were aware, well, you probably are, but we were just talking that you have won the penultimate event of every LIV season. So Jeddah, and now you're on track to win here as well. What is it about the end of the season kind of final push?
I have no idea. Yeah, Jeddah's treated me pretty good. No idea why. I wish if I knew I'd be doing that in the middle of the season from the first week in April on.
We've been talking a lot this week. There's so much at stake for a lot of players out here this week. A lot of players that have, a chance to get in the lock zone and get their contracts secured and guaranteed for next year. Some players in the drop zone losing their place out here. Have you noticed a different vibe amongst your fellow players this week, and do you kind of feel the intensity?
To be honest, I'm sure if I actually paid attention when I was around everybody in the dining hall or whatever, I'm sure I would notice it, but I just kind of get my own world, and I go do my thing, and but yeah, I remember noticing it for the past, 2 years. You can kind of tell. It's more like after the fact, like guy goes plays bad today, and they needed a good round. You notice it more, but I haven't been in there yet, so I'm sure I'll see it in a bit.
So a 4-shot lead, do you think that's substantial enough to hang on to, or how is this course playing? Do you think it's conceivable somebody catch up? And
it just all depends on the wind. I think the pin locations, if they're difficult enough, if you hit it in the wrong side, I didn't hit many fairways, but if you put it in the wrong side of the rough, you can't control the golf ball. You just got to understand where to put it, where to miss it. And I think sometimes you can miss it maybe a yard off these greens and have a terrible lie, and then you miss it 10, 15 yards off the fairway or the green, and you've got an easier shot. So it all kind of depends.
And last one for me, obviously you've been in great form at the back half of the season. I know we briefly talked about it, but obviously you're still playing really well. Is there anything that you can attribute it to?
No, nothing. Just playing good, I guess. Yeah, you go on runs, and unfortunately mine's coming at the end where we're not playing much golf.
Okay, thanks, Brooks. Mike?
So Brooks, last year when you won, you slipped into 3rd place in the season-long standings, and you seemed like you were a little surprised. You weren't really sure where you were at that. Do you know where you're at going into this week, and are you more aware of kind of where you're placed in the standings and what you need to do?
Yeah, last year I had no idea. I really I didn't even pay attention, and was just trying to go play a good round of golf and finish it off. It had been a tough year, and then this year, yeah, I definitely knew where I was. I knew I had to basically win to kind of even have a chance. So that's what I got to go do.
And so if you win a 3rd time for this season and you get the 3rd place, does that alter or adjust how you perceive this season as a whole? I know you weren't happy with the majors this year, but will you look at the season differently if you finish in 3rd place and win again?
Not really. I think you got to look at it as a whole, right? Like I'd have to sit here on Sunday and say that I'd have a chance to win. But yeah, I've only had 2 chances out here, which hasn't been. That's not what I expect of myself. Yeah, you could look at it, and it's great to win, but you want to be consistent as well. And that's where I think I've lacked. The majors were terrible. That's where I put a lot of emphasis on those, and just making the cut in those wasn't. That's how I judge my year. That's how everybody judges their year, I believe.
And one last question from me. John called this course a little tricky. Would you consider it tricky, and does it remind you of any course that you've had success on previously?
I don't know if it reminds me of any course that we've played. I think you come up here and there's so many good golf courses in Chicago. I think people have kind of forgotten about. I mean, there's, 10 of the best courses, you could possibly play that are up here. But yeah, I don't know what, I didn't even see the back nine, so that was my first time seeing the back nine today. So I more just leaning on Rick, trying to figure out what's going on with this place and figure out a little bit. Sometimes it can kind of help and you don't know where the certain slopes are, and kind of works to your advantage.
Okay, I think there's one over there.
Hi, Brooks. You mentioned the putter was working pretty well for you today, and I know that's kind of been something you've been struggling with for the year. Do you regret any of those switches now that you're back with your old faithful, or how are you reflecting on that?
No, I think it was a good thing. I think I learned that I never need to go away from that putter. So that was a good thing. But yeah, it's I just got too mechanical. I was talking with Jeff Pierce, our putting coach, and I think, I felt like I was hitting so many lips, and it was just aggravating me. But we talked about it. It's very difficult to hit lips. So you're obviously hitting good putts. Sometimes it just might not go in. A lot of it, we went out. We would go over rounds, and a lot of it was just because of speed. They were dying in front of the hole, catching the low side, not aggressive enough. And I think that's something we've gone back to basics, not really worrying about if the face is so many degrees open or it's rotating so many degrees through. It's more of just get up and react and go hit it. And I think that's something everybody could do, right? When it's not going well, just go back to basics and then kind of regroup from there.
And I was also just wondering, you seem to have a pretty good time out there with the Pardon My Take guys. Do you think that attributes to kind of being loose and playing well today? Yeah,
I mean, I spent Tuesday and Thursday with them, so I've got quite a bit of time with them over the last couple of days. It's been fun. I always enjoy being around Big Cat, PFT, and Hank, and going to see their offices was pretty cool. I haven't been to the one in New York, so to go to the one here in Chicago was cool. And they always keep it light, keep it fun, and that's what I want to do when I'm not playing tournament golf.
Over there.
Hi, Brooks. How hard was it to keep it on the fairways and hit greens today? It looked like they were as hard as this table at times.
Yeah, I didn't hit many fairways, so I don't really have an answer for that one. I think, the greens, it was very difficult. I think from what Ricky told me, they've firmed up a lot since Tuesday. So, I thought it was interesting. Some of them were quite soft, and then I think we got to the par 3. I don't know what it is, 12, 13 on the back, and that green seemed to be very firm, and then from all the way in, they seemed to be pretty firm. I don't know if that is just a little bit of the wind drying them out. Yesterday was warm as well, so it's definitely drying up, which is nice, and I like it when golf courses get a little firm and fiery.
Anyone else? Last call. Okay, thank you so much, Brooks. Good luck tomorrow.